so Galamsey nsensem ya na yeda so ye wom na otikoko so Otumfuo osei tutu the second abekasa afa Galamsey a esei oman ye japade ye mfuo ye nsase ene ye nsuo ahodo a ye wo eho na Kevin Taylor ejina sansemu ya so akachi Otumfuo se oye coward enye ononko ehemfu bebree eka ho a chese wabobo omudin adenti ena Kevin Taylor etimi keka nsem bi sei mewramu na de Otumfuo eka ye ene de Kevin Taylor enso so abeka fa Otumfuo de ho Galamsey nsensem ho no de ne nyina no ebe somo aha eye strong media gh message say obe subscribe to channel no na we are wabo adoma na so say de be ya drop video obe ye first person a onsa ebetumi aka na masrew say obe share video ama onua bi ensa etumi aka na we are kire wadwen fa video a wo hwe ho e wo comment section no e wo video we ankasa ase time heba mesha e na so yasna yatumi e de video e brew ansana ye ba kotie de ye na Otumfuo otikokko aka no yenhwe video we a eno so fa Galamsey ho acheke wa wudi acheke pa no wo hwem na se ope acheke pa hwensu a ye de ye acheke ye ba ye beto video ne so
wo hwe de wo nsu n'ani aye ya enye kra nsuo we ye said the book Galamsey mu a tank we mu a ye to alum 10 cities edugum asenani na abaye say enini ye say ya no ye de make say acheke Emma Guraman yina ye dio ebi kwata kwade akra kumas be bia Ghana fa na yina eduan we bi kwo ho na imagine say chemicals papa wo so munye easy ya sapa alam pensity e de gu mensuo ne eni abaye say as na de me say acheke aban ye sro bo ho papa bi ni Guraman asase so nsuo we ebia so na ye say eno on ebi na munum yo aban imagine say chemicals abekọ mi mu no since o ba papa betwa me scanner ayi so de me kwoto dem ho 1 year abaye blow yes dem aha yeso ye ka ho ye to abade bi yes wa ma channel fo begu ya asase so ese yesuo ese ye kokko asa be se ye jakade nyina dia abaye sraw yes ye mo just 1 week Guraman yes se antehwe dia e ma ka ye MP biara nya na ade so baba ye campaign e de bala bota be si asase so aka se ye to abafama no yes you can be here bogo channel for be sakomi na asase so wo be hwe ma sise Guraman asase so enye easy mu ba be tu ye japade papa bi aye good ade akwa asa duru ye kokwa yin agudi a abaye sraw eni die mo sese nso ye be nu kopa ayede wo hwe de wo kobra ani aye hwensu se de ani aye ya ayate
utie mame ekasa ye a chese eyare hosem se acheke ensu a ye de eye acheke egise esesi ho e de eduogumu ema enitime ansa ne atimi de aye acheke ohun enti Galamsey asem a yaka ye mpanyimfo no enhwe mfa yie ento de eda no enye de yebehu ni acheke nti se wo hwem na wote akra wo kumase baabi a wo bi atakra de na se wo tadi acheka ensu a ye de eye acheke enie enti enra ena chese Ghana Bar Association for chese after omu conference ena omu eye dinner na se ena Otumfuo ekopie mu ho na okasafa Galamsey eho abusua yentie nsem wanana Otumfuo osei tutu the second ekaye emra
Galamsey is an environmental enemy for the nation. What could be more serious for any people than to have the entire water supply system at risk? I think as lawyers you should find space during this conference to set up a panel to undertake a quick tour of the communities where this scourge is most prevalent, to see the extent of the crisis we face and hopefully deliberate on how the law should respond. As I see it, if an individual poisons the water supply of a community, he'll be liable for severe consequences under the law. What does the law do when one pours mercury into the same water supply, knowing fully well it can kill? This issue now requires the collective effort of all sections of society. To do nothing is no longer an option. The Bar Association, the Medical Association, and the universities, in particular my university, should get together and carve a new path to deal with this emergency. Yesterday, whilst I was driving from Cape Coast, in fact, going to Cape Coast, I stopped over at the River Pra, and it was, I'm afraid I have to tell you that what I saw, the river, it was so embarrassing, and then if as a nation we live for this to happen.
I was just say utie nsemi eya che say Asantehene de opa che nyina ne say empanyifo nka say omu ye nhwe ha omu enya hwe emfa Galamsey ho a eno mbom no enye option ti e wo se omu bribi na afen so no na no a okọ Cape Coast ogwa afasha tese omu to nsa frɛ na one na onyam ekotai akire oduru pra ho se de pra asi aye no na ono pra no asefem na ne raho empanyufo emmoa se de be ya Galamsey ase ebetu because Galamsey eye oman ye tamfo kese e jabusua asem beto dwa na Kevin Taylor se nana Otumfuo we de pia mautu waya de na se ye wusi kasa na wo se nka wubodin ohun wubodin ana wo hye eye omampanyini anim ka che ne se wo faili oman no because se ya to abama 8 years na se 8 years no wa betena so na se Galamsey untimi ntu ase na se ne Galamsey eye enemy to the country and a nation na she say omampanyini mbom no afeli abuja ene Kevin Taylor at this point ne de na wa hiti pa wo hwe west bia wo yusu ye ne ensem bia okan ya abuja part 1 no ene.
This is not a time to sound politically correct. This is not a time to sound neutral. This is not a time to be generalizing issues. I was expecting Otumfuo to look in the face of the president and say, you have failed the people of Ghana. Because for the past 8 years, you have been in charge. Because that is why Otumfuo has the power and authority to distill a chief. Because the overlord of the land. He takes responsibility for anything that happens on that land. So why is it that we have handed Ghana over to a person, to a political party, to a leader? That is what Nana Akufo-Addo is referred to as the excellency, His Excellency. He's referred to as the first gentleman. That is why Akufo-Addo has been given a big house to live in. We pay for his drugs, we pay for his medics, we pay for his family, we pay for where he will eat, where he will sleep, where he will bath. That is why we have taken it upon ourselves as a nation to take care of Akufo-Addo. His job is to lead. His job is to correct the wrongs. So if Akufo-Addo fails, if Akufo-Addo and his government after 8 years, almost 8 years, are not able to stop this, then they have failed. We should be strong enough. We should be honest enough to call out the president and say, Mr. President, you have failed the people because you were supposed to solve a problem. You need to take responsibility. Your party needs to take responsibility. We need to decide on what to do next. What to do next is that the party, the president and his people who took over for the last 8 years, who could not deliver, who could not solve, who are not taking responsibility, we need to stop them. And so this is the time I was expecting Otumfuo to say, I'm also Ghanaian. This is the time the president needs to take responsibility.
Part 2 no and Kevin Taylor said, "Baby, the entire ono asane kokwo so no enyina say Otumfuo eye obi a okasa ekọ akiri enti wanya akwanya se one Ghana Bar Association ahia mpanyufo sa wo ho ne de e wosanka ohwe nanka oka osechire ka no kra because ase se de osika no eye da bia se de yesika eye Galamsey ho asem na no e na ono so eka bat se de na hini esi kron na edimu na chese okasa ekọ akiri no e wosanka onya kokuduro nanka otimi kasa bo mampanyini din kacha ne se wa failure because ono okasa ekọ akiri because ono nana Otumfuo o say tutu okasa ekọ akiri na enipa nso so etie ebusia part 2 no nie
Ghana for do over 34.9 million so dey omo kasa kire Akufo-Addo a ontie but there's a reason why I see penifo krom. So this is the time we need leaders like Otumfuo to be bold and not to be cowards. To stop being politically correct, because these kind of glazed words, these kinds of pampering, and then our grandchildren are going to die because we today could not live up to the expectations. We today were not bold enough to be Ghanaians to speak truth. Asantehene, you are powerful than any ordinary Ghanaian walking on the street. Your statement can shake tables. Your statement can crack the windows of the Jubilee House. So when you get the opportunity to speak for the people, and we try to speak like this generally, then we are not ready to solve the problems.
Part 4 no, and Kevin Taylor ebusa ehemfo. Anyone e can be a woman say, Omumfa ne se Ghana eye company eye omudia. Enanka de odi animu eye president, and de ohwe adwuma ne so eye omampanyini. Enanka 8 years, one month home na. Enkomo emfa ya na nka omunyi adwuma emfiri nsem ana. Ti is hard time e was omuhunu say. Nipa ya wasenka onu no bomu sori etia Galamsey no eye omampanyini ono nko na betimi asori akase ene mahemra se ema mining company bia enko site enko ye adwuma ebetima bamu nsuso It is onya ide na chese onu mom e na afelinti at this point ne de Kevin Taylor esa fire ehemfo mpanyimfo wona eka bi ewom a chese omunya akwanya na omuka nsem a ede omuntimi nhwe omampanyina nim ka nche ne se wa fail o man abuza from Kevin Taylor enum.
Our leaders like Otumfuo, Domahene, leaders like Awunahene, Kepkosehene, Omoma Kenyina Penifo Ahemfono, they are scared, they are cowards, they are pampering menace. COVID-19 by we saw what these people did to us. I want to say a simple thing here. The National House of Chiefs, Ahemfomo Ghana are in charge. Technically, Kauba local government, is for the chiefs. They are in charge of the respective lands they oversee. But Galamsey issue started, we have not seen or heard any strong language from the National House of Chiefs telling the president that he has failed the people. More importantly, when the president for once or for some time before told us he's putting his presidency on the line. So at this point, to say he is basically he's moving away riding away from his responsibility. He's not going to listen to me. You tell a Kufuor to say when deliver, catch the MPP abina, they are not going to listen to you. So when Otumfuo also speaks like me, then where are we heading? Say Domahene, say Mamponhene, say Ahemfo Akesio Mogana, when they speak like us, who are on the streets, then it means our future is bleak. It means we are never going to be able to solve it. Are we going to wait for power to change? For some chiefs to start calling out the president? Because we need to call out the president now. We need to let the president know it is his responsibility. It is important. And Otumfuo to Ohinia, because it is basically confirming that he is the overlord. Now, the overlord of Ghana for 8 years has not been able to solve Galamsey problem. Now, you don't to work at a lawyer for say Omunko site and Kote committee. Then we are not ready. We are not ready to let them understand that in our faces the disrespect, in our faces the distraction, in our faces the total disrespect for the rule of law. We are not ready as leaders to let them be accountable for their stewardship. And Nintina Galamsey is ongoing. The National House of Chiefs is quiet. Why? Because they are not ready. They are not willing. They cannot speak and tell the president that he has failed. If Otumfuo and Bawumia and MPP government, Omunfelia, and what next? And then
I was not Kevin Taylor so adventure watcher Ediafa na Otumfuo asemo a obeka na no Ghana Bar Association omudina invite na okokasa fa Galamsey ho no de Kevin Taylor so abeka no abusia se ye ka Galamsey asemo a mesre se yemfa politics ento nchen yemfa amanyosem ento nchen se me MPP ni me NDC ni me CPP ni me a new force member na me say yemfa ento nchen because se wo share first video na me drop ye na ma me nsem na o ka no nsu a ye de ye acheke eno no nsu a ye de ye acheke enye kromofo nkwa na di acheke no omu de kom ya ye enkronkro ahodo so enti se ye be tena ho aya nomum na se ye be ne politics se ye kasa mu a ye be lusi ye kasa ana ye Galamsey a ya manyokuo no ana se ye nye party no yetimi ema power ombeto atia ya abusua mekai pasa ebra nana Akufo-Addo omampanyini enya akunwan na osha asese osore atia Galamsey na onya information se omanfo no mo bi se ene esa na obeye de a ene ombelusi omuntuma omunye sei no obeka asem bi se ono no mom no enye de omu kane mom na ohwe na mom de ebeboa oman no ene ye nkoso emom na ono nana adodankwa Akufo-Addo obeye abusuya yenti esem no.
Mining along the water bodies cannot continue if we want to preserve the nature and our system. Cannot continue. But this say Galamsey for say pass me say me babe dim rano so won so na election I be MPP for who become me dey hear me say me ye de Nyankopon aka kire me say e hia say me babe ye anu na hear me na me babe ye nsese ya ebe bo ma no nkoso anu na hear me nya election asem de nsiseye a betumi aye ama omanu enya nkoso yana no ja asase maye yetumi nya bibi papa kura yesu yenja no saa ma ye nana no ne kokese a aba efa Galamsey
Nanado dankwa Akufuado omampanyini enum asem a okan ye fa Galamsey ho ebre bi a etwam enie yemfa ntoto ne se etimi ye adwuma saa anase waye ne fam de feel free se obeche wa your comment section no we are share video no ema onu e benso nsan tumika aha strong media gh meda wase na mama wo ene hye edin no e di AJ Macau.